Wasabi guys, welcome back to another Magic Market Watch. Right around the middle of August, we've had Double Masters 2022, but unfortunately we've had some shady behavior over on tcgplayer.com from some large sellers. I sent them an email over the weekend and I got a response back a couple days later, basically saying we'll give it to someone else and it can be their problem. So my hopes aren't too high, but hopefully something can be solved. But I'm telling you, I know a lot of you are upset because this is happening. You want people to talk about genuine interest in cards because of metas changing. That might happen with Dominaria United next month. But until then, when we have all this nothing going on, sellers like Last Save Point on tcgplayer.com are going to continue adding this insane premium to a lot of cards, and the first one up we have is Teysa Karlov. A really good creature. If you told me she's a $5 card, I'd probably believe you. It's just that this isn't organic at all. You go over and you look at the listings, and while it's not just Last Save Point, I see them on pretty much every single one of these. We're looking at the daily trends, by the way, for this episode of the Market Watch. I usually go over the weeklies, but those are cards that are going to be trending all week because of market manipulation. So I was thinking going into just looking at the daily trends that you wouldn't be as quick to find something like this happening again. But it is. It's Last Save Point, moderately played, lightly played, both at $9.99. Teysa Karlov is not even a $5 card, but you get a bunch of these sellers who are all on the same page now, it seems. All 10,000 plus sales, 25,000 plus sales, 50,000 plus sales, adding this ridiculous premium to a card, knowing that's not what it's really worth. The next card is Bastion of Remembrance, which I think it's a solid uncommon. Totally a $3 to $4 uncommon if it hasn't been reprinted, which I don't think it has. But we have the same problem here. You can look at the most expensive listings. It's the usual suspect here. It's Last Save Point. Heavily played and near mint, both at $4.99. I've been saying this all along, even if you don't believe my theory that they're either selling them to themselves or that they're taking advantage of the cart optimizer. This is still incredibly shady. What incentive is there to list these at the same price, knowing that their condition is significantly different? The only incentive I can think of is you're taking advantage of the cart optimizer, or you're just selling the same card to yourself one at a time. And then we have Miram, Sentinel Worm. These are all relevant commander cards. These are all seeing play. Miram's a popular commander now, but we can see it slowly start to trend upward. So let's go and check the data. Let's check the listings. And you see Last Save Point, yet again, a near mint, close to $6, when the average listing is only $2.06. That's really what irks me about this. It's that they have a reputation on this website, and while they're not alone, like you see clearly other sellers are doing this, but just not to the degree that they're doing it. You're listing a non-foil at the same price just about, someone else is listing it at foil. I mean, does anyone else see the problem there? So if you didn't believe me about the weekly trend, I did make a separate video about just about every card you're seeing here. The only one that's new is Minskin Boo. That's another one they're going to be charging you $20 for. I mean, Last Save Point is getting ridiculous with this, but Moldavine Reclamation, Sandstep Citadel, these were all cards I talked about in one of my previous videos. This is what the weekly market trends are going to be like, folks, until we get Dominaria United. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a giant mess. So let's look at the value here for Double Masters 2022, and the big card, the big chase card, of course, was Imperial Seal. I mean, here we have a genuine market trend. I don't think you're going to have the quantity of Imperial Seal to really impact it on the market like you would a lot of those bulk rares and bulk uncommons that sellers like Last Save Point like to abuse. So it's going down. It's now under $100. I think this has more to do with the failure of Double Masters 2022 as a set, and how they really dropped the ball Wizards of the Coast did with their collector's box, because no one knows what the heck that product is supposed to be. You get one booster pack or you get four. To the average person looking at the two of them, they couldn't tell the difference. So it's left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. And I originally predicted that this was going to settle like under $200, meaning I thought it would be $180, something like that, but not under $100. I think that's a bit too far. And if they handled this set correctly, gave you a decent price on it, I think this would be more valuable. I really do. I think there would be more people buying this set, and the interest in the set overall would continue to rise. Another card that's pretty cheap now is Teferi's Protection. I mean, cheap for what Teferi's Protection used to be. I'm so used to seeing it being a $50 card, so coming down from around $30 to $20, it's very appealing. I like this. I like the idea of getting one of these at a much cheaper price, because for a long time it was always one of those cards that I could do without it. It'd be great to have, but I don't 100% need it because it's not like it's a core strategy. It's just a really fun response. Cavern of Souls is the one that probably surprises me the most. out of all the value cards in Double Masters 2022, because it's been around for a long time and it has been reprinted before at least once. And my thought going into it was, if this gets another reprint, there's no way it remains a $50 or $60 card, but it's still holding its value around $60. It must be a really desirable card for a modern strategy. That's the only thing I can think of where you would need 4 of these. But that being said, I mean, in Commander it still has its usefulness. The card that needed to hold its value next to Imperial Seal was probably Dockside Extortionist. It is clearly one of the most competitive cards ever made in the past few years, and it getting a reprint was a pretty big deal. It did dip pretty early on, of course it wasn't starting out at the $50 to $60 range, but now it is, now you get $60. That's a really good sign. While not every card is doing well in Double Masters, you do have cards like these, you do have cards like Cavern of Souls. Long term, I don't think I would trust the value of Imperial Seal, I would trust the value of those two. So anyway, that's going to do it for the market watch. I know this was shorter because I already talked about a lot of stuff on the weekly trends, and ultimately there's not really much to talk about that interests me beyond pointing out the market manipulation. And it does seem like the same story every week, so I apologize for that, but it should improve once we get Dominaria United spoilers, we get a lot of interest in changing the metas, we can get back to June and July where we were discussing actual interest in the metas. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Void here signing off. I will see you all next time.